So this is what a successful product looks like. I'm currently at Best Buy right now looking at this video game Madden 25 for PlayStation 4. It's on clearance for $14.99, 15 bucks. And I have the listing here on Amazon, and these are the different sellers selling it. So average right now is going for $30 or more. And this software I'm using right here is Seller Amp. It basically shows you the profit calculator after all the fees. So if you go guys down here, I have the cost price of $15 and the sell price just matching this person right here will give us a profit of $5.32, which is a 35% return on investment or ROI. And as you guys can see right here, estimated sale, this sells about 100 plus per month, which is just amazing. So this is what a successful product looks like. And reselling video games had literally made me thousands the past month. And it's easy as simple. You can do it from the comfort of your home or anywhere as long as you have a laptop and an internet. So this is exactly what you will learn in this video today, a step-by-step process. And this is just one of the many ways that me and my team find products to sell on Amazon every single day, like tons of products. Because the easiest way, if you've ever wanted to get started on Amazon FBA, is to resell popular name brands already. Because think about it, people are already shopping for them and you don't have to do any advertisement, and your only job is to find them as low as possible so that way you can sell them at retail to make some money or profit for your business. And I'm going to show you that you can literally sell anything on Amazon. Like I'm snacking on this right here. It's a Trader Joe's pita chips bread, really good, and you can probably find this on Amazon. So let's go and type in Trader Joe's pita chips. Bam, there you go. It's the first one, and I think it goes for like $3, $3.50 maybe on the actual Trader Joe's store. And right off the bat, I mean, it's selling for 12 bucks right here. So there's definitely some profit out there in just simple, Trader Joe products. And think about what other products, is in Trader Joe's or any other store that you would like, and that's basically the whole game right here. And just want to give you an idea to get your brain flowing. But it was not always like this. Like back in 2021, early 2021, I had still a regular 9-to-5 job, and I was getting by constantly of just dreaming to what my life could be like, and quit that to achieve a business that I wanted to start, and of course the dream of having financial freedom. And it was such a hard thought because I didn't have any business experience. I had zero knowledge about Amazon itself, so it was a long shot to me. But all I had literally was a motivation to make it happen, and I saved up about $3,000. That was it. So I finally did it. I decided to take a full plunge in this cold water and started selling used textbooks as a side hustle that in the middle of 2021. And that's pretty much how it got started. It was not a lot of sales in the beginning, lots of mistakes and learning curve, but slowly but surely. And the motivation was definitely a big thing, that I wanted to start something, a business specifically, so that way I can work for myself. If I'm already putting that energy and effort, why not on my own business instead of someone else's? And yeah, little by little, that side hustle selling books turned to my full-time business. And fast forward now, I've sold over $2 million in total sales, and I've pretty much traveled the world, got it out of my system, traveled to Philippines, Dubai, Australia, Japan, Hong Kong, you name it. And most days, I spend my mornings doing what I love the most, and that is playing and practicing tennis. And reselling on Amazon truly, provided the opportunity of financial freedom and allowed me to do it. And what it had done for me can definitely, be done for you as well. And whether you want to pay off your debts, quit your job, and just pursue the dreams of financial freedom, it can definitely happen for you as it had done for me. So let's start with the first method here, basically from scratch, and why it works. And starting from here is we're gonna have data and pretty much proven concept ready, like either the brand or that item is already selling. So let's go back to the example of the Trader Joe's right here. So you guys can see this is the Trader Joe's pita chips as we had searched, identical bag. Oh, upside down. So it's currently selling for $11.99. As I mentioned, we're using Seller Amp right here. It's a Google Chrome extension that allows you to see tons of data. You need this to make everything so much easier because when I started, this thing did not exist and it only cost about like 20 bucks. But anyways, you guys can see who is selling it. I'm hitting all offers right here. As you guys can see, there's 9 total, okay? And to start this first method, you can just literally select any of them. But in order to be efficient, you're gonna wanna have some guidelines or rules, right? Or else you're just gonna be taking tons of action, but you don't have a direction, right? You wanna be able to have a sense of action and direction that will just, lead you to the right way and not worry about going, off the road. And I wanna share you the key criteria or things that we look for in my business. So first one is going to be high sales or high volume because we want to sell as much products as possible. So anything that sells a lot, we can buy a lot as well would help. Second thing we look for is low competition. Low competition is very general. It can mean different things, but to be specific, we're looking at less than 20 sellers, 15 sellers or below. That's like the best. Next, we aim to look for a profit of 30% return on investment, ROI. That is after all the fees, right? Because Amazon FBA takes, shipping, handling, and all that stuff. So after all that, based on the calculator Seller Amp, we want to have, 30% return on investment. Next is the price range. We don't really look at cheap products. We tend to stay within the $20 or more. And if you're just starting out, I would say stick around $20 to $30, per item. That's a good way for beginners to get started. And that's just my recommendation. So tools that I use in terms of, finding products all the time is Seller Amp. We've already talked about it, what it can offer. And the second one is Keepa. Keepa is the history of, the price history of the product here, and just shows you a very useful data and chart. For example, it's currently priced at 11 bucks, but how often is this price, right? Has there been a price that's a lot higher, lower, so on and so forth? So Keepa is really useful with that. And by combining the two softwares and tools here, it just makes your job easier to make a decision whether a product is a good buy or not. Okay, so now that we got the criteria out of the way, we know what we're looking for. It's gonna make the rest of the method easier here. So what I like to go first is just browse through the different sellers. And I like to look at sellers that have 50 reviews or more. Someone that has, let's say 6. They just started on Amazon, right? They're pretty much new. They may have some good products, but most likely they're still trying to figure out their way. If someone that has 50 plus or more reviews, it just tells me or tells you that they've been doing Amazon for a couple years, because getting reviews is not easy. You might only get like 1 review per month, even though you sell thousands, right? Like the ratio is really hard to get reviews because, it takes time to do it, right? So let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, so this one's 127. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on their name. So once you click on their name or their storefront, it opens up a new page from Seller Amp. That's why this tool is so useful. So you guys can see right off the bat, Trader Joe's is their #1 product, right? They have 184 different Trader Joe's products. So they probably go there a lot, right? They probably know the employees, the cashiers, everyone, right? It's probably a party when they go down there. But you can see also what other products that they sell. And this is where it gives you a clear idea of how I find products every single day, because this guy knows what they're doing, right? If something works at Trader Joe's, most likely they know what to find with other products, like a Reebok socks right here. Let's see, the sales isn't there, right? Remember our criteria. So what I'm basically gonna do is just scroll down. And another thing I forgot to mention as well is Amazon, the orange right here. So you guys can see Amazon. I usually avoid that because Amazon has the lowest price, so it's almost impossible to compete with them. So I would skip on that, skip on this. And I'm just gonna keep on scrolling through till I find one that catches my eye that, is something that we can look and search onto Google. Okay, so I scroll down and this item caught my eye here because look at the estimated sales. It sells 1,000 plus per month. So there's a lot of volume and velocity, kind of checks mark what we're looking for. The sale price is there, and in terms of the competition, it's about 7 of them, right? So what I like to do next is hit open Amazon product page. You hit this button right here, opens up a new page. All right, so we are on the new page here, and you guys can see I like to first check if I'm eligible to sell it. That basically means whether I'm approved to sell it or not. So currently I am not approved to sell, so it tells me that it's not even worth moving forward, but I can try to get approved, right? So let's go ahead and try to do that first. Okay, so I tried getting approved for the Yogi brand. Unfortunately, it does require at least 200 units of this product, so it can happen even for me as a seasoned seller. You know, I've sold millions. So if you are brand new, don't get discouraged. There's tons of brands out there and products, so we just continue on finding onto the next one. At least it saves us time for not moving forward, but at least it keeps us in mind that, hey, this guy right here has been selling on Amazon for almost half a decade and still is not approved for this one of the biggest brand out there. So yeah, guys, don't get discouraged. If you are not approved to sell brands, it's very common as a new seller. The more you sell, you get more history, you'll automatically get ungated or approved to some brands, but it does take time. So again, it's normal and it's okay. All right, so we're back to the list here, and I'm just gonna continue and scroll until I find another one. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here, Blue Buffalo Health Bars. Open up the new page. All right, guys, so I'm not eligible to sell this product as well. I tried to get approved. I couldn't, it was requiring like 400 plus units. So yeah, on to the next one. And this is just basically a process. I'm showing you how it is. I'm not like trying to give you, you know, a magic works, but you continue in doing this and I'm sure we're gonna find a product here. I went through the other person's store. There wasn't much that I could find. So I'm gonna go back to the original example we had here with the Madden NFL. And I open up the storefront here, Carolina Sky Trading, and they have a completely set of products. The other one was more grocery, and this one is tailored towards clothing, shoes, and video games as well. So let's see if we have a better chance of finding products here. All right, right off the bat, we got this video games right here, and let's just stick to this category since we had success. This one sells about 600 plus per month, which is really good indication already. And great news, we are eligible to sell this. Again, 600 plus per month is really good, and there's only a few sellers that we are competing with here. And so let's go ahead and see where we can purchase this product and try to make profit, right? The max cost is we can get it 30 bucks or below. So you guys can see right here, this is after the fees, we're gonna make some money. So let's go ahead and press this Google button here, and that will do a automatic search from seller end. So once it opens up a new tab in Google, it's gonna look like this, and we're basically just trying to see, and as you guys can see right here, it's at $29.39 at the PlayStation Store. And I like to go to shopping and just see what Google has captured, right? See if the other retailers out there have it for less, because, you know, Google has a lot of data that we can take advantage of. So you guys can see same price in GameStop, Walmart, it's a little bit more expensive. Let's go ahead and open up the PlayStation Store right here. So it's currently $29.39, and this is the right edition, which is the Director's Cut. You always want to match the product rep, Director's Cut. So we just put in there 29 bucks. Cool, okay. Or was it 29.39? 29 at 39. Okay, selling price at $51.79, which is right here. So if we just stay on this price right now, we're gonna be making, you know, almost $10, which is excellent. And it hits our criteria of 30 plus ROI. And let's go back here. And what I like to do as well is I want to see if I can even lower this. So I have a couple of Google Chrome extensions such as Capital One, right? There's 10 different codes that it may work. Sometimes it could be like 10%, 5%. So you guys can see how much money it had saved me throughout doing Amazon. It's really, you know, 25,000 is a lot, right? And the other one I love to use, I just found out about this, it's called Coopert. Right? You go ahead and just download this. It's good to have two in case one doesn't work, the other one usually does. So let's see if it has any codes. Hey there, 40% off. Let's go ahead and try it. So let's go ahead and add to cart. So guys, basically just continue on trying to see if you can find a code, but at $29.39 we're already profitable. So you just want to basically add as many as you can in the cart, because this has tons of volume, right? So I would try to buy as much as I can, right? If you have, depending on capital, or there's a limit here, but yeah, this is definitely a good product. By the way, guys, if you've been finding tons of value in this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button because it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and consider hitting the subscribe button if you want to learn more about Amazon FBA. So method number 2 is going to be a lot more casting a wide net than kind of narrowing it from there. So I want to show you guys step-by-step process so that way you can follow it through yourself. So the idea here is to figure out what websites are currently having a sale or promotions going on. Most of them, if you sign up for the emails, right, most likely you already have in your personal email, like I don't know, like Nike, for example, or popular things such as different websites, right, that you are signed up. They're gonna send you emails and stuff. So let's go ahead and see what websites are available at the moment. So to get started, you're gonna want to go to, again, one of your emails. Most likely you already subscribed to a lot of them, as I mentioned. I just pulled up Walgreens here. So you guys can see this is the Walgreens. They send an email every single day, but I like to just keep it because you don't know, right? You never know when you can find value to it. So they have 7 days of summer savings. I'm just gonna scroll down, see what else they got. They have a buy one, get one here. That's really good in terms of the vitamins and contact lens. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at their buy one, get one. All right, so we are here on the buy one, get one. And guys, look at this. Extra 15% off depending on the select health and wellness with code health15, or 20% off if you spend 50 bucks or more with health20. So I'm just going to test to see if this code works, because if it does, I mean, we have tons of room to play with because it's buy one, get one. And if we can stack 20% here, I mean, we are on the home run here. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm just gonna add these products, okay? Let's go to shipping and let's just add 12. That's the max. It looks like it. So let's go ahead and copy that code. View cart. Okay, cool. So it's buy one, get one. All right, so it's buy one, get one. This is what the pricing is. Let's go ahead and type in the health20 code. Code applied. So now this is the total here after the promotion, $43.14. Let's see how much that costs. $43.14 divided by 12. So each product was originally $8.99. Now we're down to $3.59 each. And in order to kind of find this exact product on Amazon, we're gonna hit Seller Amp because they have a feature called reverse search, and you hit the little button right there and it basically finds it for you, guys. This is the product right here, right? So let's go ahead and click on it here. And it's really amazing how this tool software finds the product immediately. It's pretty accurate most of the time. I would say like 8 out of 10 searches are exact same product matches versus before you had to do everything manually. So this is definitely a lifesaver. So $3.95. Right, so we're not making much profits. We're making 23 cents, really nothing, because guys, look, Amazon is on the listing. But as you guys can see, it can be profitable. So imagine if Amazon wasn't there, maybe they were selling this for 10 bucks or something. You might have some room for profit there, or a little bit more, 12 bucks maybe. But yeah, I just wanted to show you like how powerful this method is, just going through a website from your email address, seeing what sales are going on, then just going through another website, stacking a health 20 code out there and able to lower a buy cost. But let me give you another example so that way you can completely understand what's going on. So next we're at Nike.com. Everyone knows about Nike, right? And I want to show you how you would approach this. Is I would go to sale, and they have a back to school sale, which is 20% off select style. So once you do that, it's going to show you everything that has select style, okay? So you pretty much just select anything right here. Let's go ahead and start with, I'll start with the shoes, right? This is very popular Panda shoes right here. You've probably seen this everywhere. So it's currently 120 minus 20%. Let's go ahead and add, just pick a random size. Add to bag, view bag. What was that code? Sport or something. Sport, there you go. Apply. Whoop. Sports, hit apply. There you go. So it took off $24. So instead of 120, we're going to be paying $96. Okay. And let's go ahead and use Seller Amp's reverse search button again and see what it is selling for Amazon. All right, so just straight off the bat, I'm looking at the price. People are selling it for $90, so it's below what we could purchase it on retail. So we are definitely not going to make money. So I don't know why people maybe by trying to give it away. So we sell this product, we're gonna lose $30, right? So what's nice about shoes as well, you need to understand, or clothing, is there's a lot of variety, right? Think about, like, we're looking at size 11, but look at the other sizes available. We can check other sizes if they are profitable or not. B is the different colorway, right? So we have the Panda Classic, and we have the brown here. You might like this product or not. You got purple. But anyway, there's different colors here. But let's stick with the size because actually they have colors here. But let's just stick to the size and see what's profitable. And I like to use Keepa to find this, okay? So we're gonna go under Keepa right here, hit variation, and we're just gonna narrow down by color, okay? So we're gonna do the white black. Type in the white black. All right, so I'm looking to filter this the most expensive because that's where we can, you know, fill in the gaps. So it looks like size 7 here doesn't have any sellers. I mean, it's currently selling for 150. The photo does show it's like not even leather, it's like suede or something. But then, yeah, see that? It looks suede. Anyway, just want to show you guys a clear example, like size 7 here. Is this men's? Yeah, men's. Okay, so men's 7 is available for 96 bucks. Like as we had talked about, you just add that to the cart. Men's 7 right there, 96 bucks. So let's go ahead and put that in our buy cost, 96. Oh, not 960, 96. Okay, so if we buy this product, size 7, selling for 149, because that's the other seller, we're basically just matching them, right? We're gonna be making $20, and ROI is, I don't know why you say that so weird, ROI, return on investment is 20% or 21% and 45, and it does not hit our criteria. However, this might be an advantage because you're one of the 2 sellers out there, and the other one's FBM, so it has bad rating. I mean, you can probably maybe bump this to 150, 159, right? There you go, 159 looks a bit better, just $9 more, or maybe 155. You know, you can play with numbers and looking a lot better already. Like we're in the green here based on our criteria and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I would just check other sizes as I had mentioned. So let's go back here. Like there's tons of sizes here that might be profitable, right? Just based on numbers. So if we're looking to sell it to 155, definitely 12.5, right? Go back to 12.5 is not available, so we can't buy it. But maybe 6.5, and now we're just gonna look in there. 6.5 is not available either. Okay, let's see, 6. Is 6 available? It's not. Okay, so 7.5. I mean, yeah, we're going low in pricing, but I would just, 7.5 is not available either. Okay, so 7 is good, but I would just check, guys, the other colors and sizes to see if they're profitable or not. So what to do next? That's the biggest question, because now you've seen the methods that I use to find profitable products every single day to grow my business, right? And the biggest question is what to do next, and how are you going to separate yourself among the others, right? We all know the answer, and that is to take action. But how do we do it exactly? Like, it's so vague. Like, take action. Like, what do I do? So here's a simple system that helped me, and you know, I had to reflect back on this to kind of share it with you guys. If I was to tell myself back in 2021, is I would spend 1 to 2 hours every single day sourcing, just getting familiar with websites. Just stick to one website for a week, and just getting familiar with what kind of products they sell and stuff like that. Basically try to know the ins and out. And this is perfect. And if you have a full-time job, or you only have a spare time, 1 to 2 hours every day is definitely doable. And the reason I say that is to stay consistent, right? Like when you go to the gym, is it better for you to go there for 30 minutes or an hour, or you go 5 hours, then you get burnt out and get sick of it after a week, right? You want to spread yourself out and build your way up, right? Especially if you are very new at this. Second is you want to stay organized. So definitely build and start a Google spreadsheet, keep track of what products that you might be thinking of buying or products that you bought, add notes in it. So if you had used, a coupon code or it was on sale, so that way you can track of everything, put in the credit cards that you use, the shipping number, tracking number, because it's going to help you in the future. Like I can't count how many times this had saved my but in terms of looking through my own data and stuff, because eventually if you do have tons of it like we do, like we have thousands of products that we had saved or purchased, it becomes your own lead. Like you can literally go back to it months after now to see if you can buy that product again, and you don't have to find it. All you do is check. And eventually, once you have a little routine going on, and most importantly stay consistent, you're going to naturally grow the business, and it will come to a time where you simply can't do it alone and you're going to need help, right? And that's what happened to me. I started outsourcing. Now I have 3 full-time employees working on the business, and that had kind of allowed me to free up some time and do the other things that I love and enjoy. And that's how you scale, right? Building systems and processes, and not just being the person itself running the whole business. Yeah, if you find this valuable, and if this is the kind of stuff that you like to enjoy, you want to know like how I train my team, structure their KPIs and goals, and how basically we create our own system to keep a sustainable business, go sign up for my newsletter. The link is down below, because I send exclusive content straight to your inbox that I don't share on YouTube, right? So definitely go sign up so that way you don't miss. And lastly, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing it for a little bit, don't worry, I got you. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one.